Job interview tips. Copyright job interview tips, all rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means, including photocopying, recording, or other electronic or mechanical methods, without the prior written permission of the publisher, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical reviews and certain other non-commercial uses permitted by copyright law. Introduction. Finding a job in today's economy is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Good job opportunities are few and the competition for them is fierce. In this short report you will find 6 interview tips that you should immediately put into practice. These 6 tips will increase your chances of landing your dream job. 6 job interview tips. Tip number 1. Handshake. Give the interviewers a firm handshake. This will show them that you are confident of yourself. Make sure your hands are free of sweat, usually caused by being nervous. Not everyone likes to shake hands, for various reasons, so always let the employer take the initiative. In one interview we actually gave a small bow to the female interviewers instead of shaking their hands, and left them half flustered. This tactic might not work all the time and needs to be done with humor. It is better to stick with the handshake unless you are confident that the bowing will go down well. Tip number 2. Negativity. Whatever you do, never say anything negative about yourself. You are trying to impress the employer so they give you the job, so don't give them an excuse to pass you over by talking about your flaws and failures. At one interview we attended, there was a smartly dressed guy who had managerial level experience. He made 2 vital mistakes. When he answered questions, he hardly looked at the interviewers and directed most of his answers to thin air. Secondly, he talked about his past failures. These 2 simple practices got him eliminated. Of course, everyone has failed in the past. But there is no need to mention it. Look at it this way. Let's say you are running a catering business. You tell a potential client, who needs catering for his wedding, that there was a time when you accidentally got orders mixed up. What will the potential client think of you? Tip number 3. Company. Do your background research on the company, its industry, and culture. It will only take about 10 to 20 minutes of your time. At the interview stage you will be given the opportunity to ask questions. You need to demonstrate that you have knowledge about the company by asking smart questions. Ask questions about the industry the company is in. For example, if the company is in the agriculture industry, maybe there are new laws and regulations coming into force that could impact the company. A question could be, I was reading up on the new regulations, state them, which are due to come into force. How will these affect the company? The question shows that you are intelligent, know current events and care about your future with the company. You have long-term goals to be with the company. Interviewers will admire you for your sharp insight. You can then ask basic questions about company culture and job, shift patterns, training, etc. You need to keep questions relevant to the position, and leave questions about pay, holiday, and bonuses until the end. Tip number 4. Professionalism. You need to remain professional at all times. This applies to dress code and the way you conduct yourself. Do not use slang terms or language that could easily be seen as inappropriate. For example, referring to an interviewer as boss, gaffa, darling, etc. is not acceptable. In a professional setting these terms are not tolerated. You need to be mature at all times. Tip number 5. Interviewer check. Most of the time you don't know who will interview you. But in some cases a name, S, is mentioned. If you know who the interviewer, S, is, it is a good idea to go online and do a quick check on them. LinkedIn would be a good place to start. Check out the interviewer, S, profile, see what interests they have, and then try to relate to them in the interview. For example, maybe you both share a passion about cars. Bring it up in your interview, as an interest. People are attracted to those who share similar interests. This practice will go in your favor. Tip number 6. Who you know. Years ago, If you had a family or friend working for a particular company, they could get you inside easily by recommending you. In this day and age it is harder as many companies have stricter recruitment policies. But the practice is still common. If you know people on the inside, tell them to put in a good word for you. We have seen people get recruited because of this. The company would be looking to fill positions quickly, and if a loyal employee knows someone who can do the job, the recruiters are prone to listen. So make use of this tactic because it still works. In companies where there are stricter policies, it will not get you an instant job. But the recruiters will look out for your application. They will become biased towards you. Conclusion: those 6 tips will put you ahead of your competitors. So start applying them in your job hunting and don't let that perfect opportunity pass. Want extra techniques, strategies, tips, and secrets on how to get job interviews and how to land your dream job? Job Interview Tips is a sneak preview of interview secrets, the complete solution to getting job interviews and landing your dream job. Interview secrets will be released soon, so watch out for our email update.